In this video, I'll be copying my Fall 2023 course over to Spring 2024. I'll go into my Spring 2024 course. I scroll down to Settings on the left side, and then either on the left or all the way on the bottom, you'll see Import Course Content on the right side or the bottom. I'm importing from a Canvas course. I'll search for the course I want to copy. Your screen will probably look different at this point. Yours will be organized by term, and you'll be seeing your own specific courses. Mine is slightly different, but I know that mine happens to be the 4th Fall 2023 ESS 101W that I'm copying. So for me, I know that that's the one. If you see something like this and need help, do reach out and let me know. But yours should be much simpler. You should be seeing only your own courses. I'm going to tell it to move all the content, and I'm going to tell it to go ahead and adjust the events and due dates. The beginning date, it's surmised from the previous course, is the 14th. That beginning date should now be, click on the calendar, should be right here, January 8th, 2024. The ending date for this course in the fall term was back on the December the 1st. This particular class ended on the 1st of December. ESS doesn't have a final exam, so it didn't lapse over into the finals. And the new end date for this particular course, again, because it doesn't have a final, it's actually going to wrap up on the 26th. The last day of class will be here on the 1st, and then there'll be finals. But walking does not, my walking section does not continue into the finals. We cover for that by walking through the spring break. Walking happens. There's no other assignment, but the walking will happen during that to get in our full 16 weeks. But I like to do the date changes. They won't all come out right because of holidays, but they'll come out close, and it'll be easier to work with. Check to see that those look right. Moving forward a year, and then tell it to import. This is a once and done operation. You don't want to do this more than once because you may duplicate assignments or replace stuff that you had started working on. It's running. You can see that on the right side. This will take some time. There's a good bit of content to bring over at this point in the course of this size. Once I see the completed, I'm done. This can take a few minutes, perhaps longer, if you've got a lot of material in the prior course. So be patient and wait. This video may have been edited to remove the dead space. With that done, now I can go ahead and start setting up the course. One of the things that I'll have to set up is I changed my home page over to the modules. Those are the modules at the about a week or two into the term. But I want to start with the home page. So I'm going to go to Pages. I do have a home page set. But if that's not done, I'll have to go to View All Pages and tell it to, if I remove this as a front page, I may have to go in and say, use this as a front page, this page here, which I can edit and work on. Once I've done that, then I can go to Home, which I have to do each term, choose Home Page, and I'm going to set it to that front page. Now this is what the students will see. I will need to probably update this, maybe replace a video, but that'll be the greeting page for the first couple weeks of class. And then modules will be where they get most of their material. The order on the left side might not match the order you're seeing in one of your courses. That would be because I've gone into Settings, Navigation, and you can drag and drop these so that they're in an order most appropriate for your course. There will probably be recommendations at some point on standardizations, but if there's things you don't use, we don't use discussions in this course, You could move them down the list, or you can even, probably even better, drag and drop them onto this list to hide them. So if there's something I'm not using, I can move this to somewhere else in discussions or elsewhere in any particular list I want to. And I can also drag and drop these guys. But currently they're in the order of most use to the students. And that's going to vary a lot by course, subject, the nature of the material they're covering. The other thing I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to get into assignments. And if I set up some rules, like this one, I'm dropping the 2 lowest scores. I actually don't show that at the beginning of the term. That's something I do after the term is over when I'm calculating the final grade. So I clear those out. I don't announce that in advance because students then tend to bank on, well, it's okay, I'll blow that off and it won't count. But eventually they start blowing off more than 2, and they get to count. In a sense, they bank on the rule. I don't want them banking on the rule. I don't want them counting on there being some special rule that drops stuff. I do that at the end as sort of a hidden bonus. We all have bad days. We all have a bad week, maybe bad 2 weeks. But so I always drop the lowest quiz, a low walk week where things didn't go well. But I remove those for the new term. I also usually write down this number right up here, the 21, 27, 29, 17 number. That's going to be useful for getting at things that, like the undelete area, which obviously there isn't anything, but that you have to manually edit. That number will let me jump directly to particular pages in my course. They always stay stable that way. When I need to adjust dates, for example, assignment dates, I can, of course, edit them one by one, but you also have here the bulk editor. And you can sit here and edit, select which ones you want to edit, and edit the dates to make if they're somehow not in the right place, which they won't be. Some of them won't be due to holidays. We've got a March 8th International Women's Day holiday coming up, so anything on the 8th is going to have to be moved off the 8th. So this one is going to come up on, it's going to be pulled forward one day to the 7th. So adjusting for these holidays will need to happen. I'll go ahead and tell you I've altered that one. This one I haven't changed, but at the top, don't forget that you've got to save the batch edit. It's a manual save at the top, and so the dates on those changed assignments are now saved. So those are a couple places I go to right after I do an import. I'll also be making changes in my modules here because there's dates in my headers. Those I'll have to manually edit, but I do that to help give the students the pacing and timing of the course. That helps them with pacing and timing. So I'll change those to reflect the spring term. Good bit of editing to do, but it keeps them on track as to what they're to do on what day as we go along. Some of these will need to be altered because of the holidays, the spring break structure this term. But that's really all there is. So if you've got a course that's mature and well set up, getting ready for the new term is can be fairly quick and easy if you've designed for the future. I'll obviously be editing and changing, updating, swapping out some material. That's all up ahead of me. If you have questions, do let me know. There have been some ongoing redesigns occurring around discussions. Discussions have some improved capabilities in them. So there'll be some new capabilities coming up later this term in discussions. And there's ongoing work on rubrics. They won't look much different for now, but that's going to be worked on this year, 2024. And of course, new quizzes will eventually be coming in. I'm still using classic quizzes. There are still some features like the migration of question banks that haven't happened. So I use classic because I can't yet migrate my question banks over to item banks. I'm targeting summer 2024 for that transition to new quizzes and their new capabilities. Beyond that, much of it is the same as the past. You can always check your class lists from people, and you can go down here in settings, something we've discussed in the past. If you come down into the settings area, settings, one of the important things to set up is your syllabus. And you can go down here. My courses are set up differently. Your course will be set up this way. It'll look like this. Only people in the course can see the course. The students, the teacher can see and access the course. And that's probably the best way to set it. And then you can click on Customize, and you can set the syllabus to be institution. That allows others in the institution to see your syllabus. And that's something I'd recommend that you do. Allow institutional access to your syllabus. This is helpful. Our syllabuses can be accessed and seen by other. This would allow access by other faculty to see your syllabus. So nothing confidential, no FERPA data, just your syllabus is provided access. The files remain private to the course. I run my course, this particular course I run public. That doesn't mean that the public can see everything in the course. That's not the case. I'll show you in a moment what they can see. But I do leave it that way so their visibility is public. And I'll come back to that in a moment. The syllabus, don't forget that in the syllabus, you do want to have things like the course type, pace, your participation policy, communication, any required materials, textbooks, instructor, grading, cover your learning outcomes, any accessibility guidelines that you've got, and your course, the course learning outcomes. And if your assignments are there, they'll start showing up down there. But this part you have to enter by going into Edit and editing your course syllabus. So do make sure your course syllabus is set up, visible, and I'll show you what happens with that public setting. Well, it's not published yet, so I can't show you. Sorry, my apologies. But all this that the public can see, they'll be able to see my syllabus, my modules. They can't see my quizzes. They can't see my tests. They can see, but they can't participate in assignments. So it allows somebody to actually look at my course and have a look at how it is. So I can share it with another ESS instructor at another institution and say, how does this look to you? What are your recommendations you'd make on how I might improve it? Or what things do you think I should add or delete? So it allows that sort of access. That's optional. It's up to you. But it's the sort of capabilities that Canvas provides us for collaboration and cross-pollination, if you will, across institutions. So a lot of capability in Canvas. That's it for this video. Good luck with the upcoming upcoming spring term. Thank you for watching. And of course, please contact me with any questions you might have.